Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. How are you doing out there? Hope you're doing good today. Hope you're feeling fine. I hope that's what's going on there. Just getting warmed up right now. Just getting warmed up, getting ready to roll. Okay, we are nearly ready. Might have to grab myself some water. What shall I do? What shall I do? Yep, I'm gonna have to grab some water. Hold on a minute. Got some water now. Yep, just had to get some water because I just get dry mouth when I'm talking too much. I'm not used to it, I used to be an electrical engineer, so using my voice wasn't really necessary for that, other than having a casual chat every now and then with other workers and other tradesmen. The same old, same old. But obviously, with this, I've got to talk for quite a while. It does take its toll on your throat, on your voice, vocal cords, and that. We have Stephen Bartosic. I am from UK. Are you? Yes, I am from UK. I'm from England, from Britain. Thank you for joining us today. This is a news channel where I go through the news that has happened this week and just give my opinion on it. I think there's a lot of people out there that are, one, too afraid to say their opinion, and two, don't know about the true stories of Britain, because the mainstream media, let's face it, is absolutely useless. So I'm kind of doing their job for them. It keeps me happy, and I hope it pisses them off. All the mainstream media, Keir Starmer, the government. I hope they're very angry that I do this. Because fuck them. That's why. Fuck them. So I'm just getting set up at the moment. I do also record my own version, which is in the panoramic sort of view, the much wider view. So if you want to catch it later on with the widescreen rather than the portrait view, what do you call it? It's in landscape view rather than portrait. If you'd rather catch that later, then go ahead. It'll be uploaded on this channel, and it's yours to do whatever you want with. It's yours. It's my gift to you. It's a gift from me to you, and I hope you enjoy it. We have the YouTube channel. We have a few people chatting on there now. Everyone say hi to each other, and I myself would like to say hi to everyone. Cat's Eye Lover P4C, hello. Hope you're doing well today. Stephen Bartisuik, I know I'm getting that wrong, mate. I genuinely apologise for that. I'm terrible with names, but welcome. I hope you enjoy. Who else have we got? No, there's just those two actually. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I love the UK so much. It's all right. Yeah, cheers, mate. Cheers. Vish Mason Talk. Hiya, hiya, how are you doing? Hope you're doing good today. Right, so on the landscape view, I'm starting recording now and the show officially begins. Woo, let's get a round of applause. Round of applause, beautiful, beautiful. Is the music gone? I think the music has gone once again. It is frustrating. No, it's just a quiet bit of the song. That's absolutely fine. We like the quiet bits. That's not a problem at all. So I've got some stories lined up here. I've got them loaded. We are going to go live in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to Not the Evening News. Now it's called Not the Evening News because I wanted to do this show in the evening. However, that is my time with my lady, my girlfriend, and it's too intrusive in my life, you know. And I thought this isn't working for me. I want to do the evening news, but I don't want to do it in the evening. So what I did is I moved the show from the evening and now do it kind of midday. Usually it's at 12:30. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. But today I've got to do a little bit earlier because my girlfriend is swimming with sharks today. So well done to her. Genuinely, I personally probably wouldn't like to do that. I don't like swimming with deadly animals. I wouldn't have thought a lot of people do, but there you go. Apparently people like to do things like that, and if they do, fair enough, fair play to them. So let's get it started. We know what this is, we know what it's about, we know what it's called, what it's called. Let's get this started. Feel free to comment throughout the video, feel free to get involved, it's absolutely fine. Loopy YTT, same bro, same. Yeah, I know, it's one of those things in it where you think I'll do this at this time, and then you start doing it and you think this ain't working. So yeah, I moved it from the evening to the kind of afternoon, and now it's not the evening news because it's not the evening, but it is the news, so not the evening news. Love it. Loopy YTT W channel. Cheers, mate. Nice one. Right, let's get this started then. Let's get some news in. We have GB News who have done a story about Labour councillors defect en masse to Greens as Zach Polanski hints at more ahead of May elections. So you've got all the Labour Party now that are going to the Greens because the Labour Party, let's get this straight, the Labour Party aren't lefty enough for their councillors. The Labour Party aren't left enough, morons. They aren't moronic enough to go along with everything Keir Starmer wants to do. So now they're jumping ship to the Greens. Righto, that's fantastic. So you've got Reform now, which have basically filled their ranks with ex-Conservatives, and you've got the Greens now that are filling their ranks with lefty Labour Party paedophiles. So you know it's a tough choice of what you want there, of who you want to support. Myself, I will be going with either Restore Britain or Reform, whichever one makes me happy at the time that I have to vote. Stephen Bartosiak says, I am afraid of sharks. No shit, mate, same here. I'm not necessarily afraid of them. I just don't want to be around them, you know? Again, it's like lefties. I don't fear them. I just don't want to be around them. They're fine in their tanks. They're fine away from me. I don't, there's no prejudice there or anything, you know. I'm cool with them as long as they stay the fuck away from me. Absolutely okay with that. Excellent. We have Red Pill Dispenser who has on X who has said historian Bill Federer by 2030 there will be a majority Muslim population in Europe and they just flat out vote in Sharia law. Yes, that actually happened in a lot of countries throughout the world, including the most recently popular country, Iran. That is exactly what happened in Iran. That is what the Iranian people are fighting now just an Islamic regime of government that are just holding a country hostage, basically. And Trump now is going in there and saying, absolutely not. We're going to free the Iranian people and the Persian people. Fantastic. Good on him. People forget Egypt was a completely Christian country for 6 centuries. It's not anymore because of Islam. All of North Africa was completely Christian for 6 centuries. It's not anymore, again, because of Islam. And it looks like Europe and Britain are going the same way. Obviously, if you don't want that to happen, then now's the time to stand up and get that done. Sorry, I've just had a text message. I have no idea who it's from or what it's about. So I'll have to deal with that later. As you can probably tell, I'm easily distracted, so I do get sort of caught off guard every now and then. Uh, yeah, it's okay. Cheers, mate. Cheers, Stephen, and cheers, Loopy. Cheers. I do agree. I do agree. UK is a great place. Cheers. I think it was a great place. I currently don't like the country that we're living in as it is at the moment, but Britain was a glorious country. I used to love living in Britain. Not so much nowadays. I hope it changes to its former glory. We have a man who has died in Market Rayson after stabbing. This is in Lincolnshire Live. He has died as police make an arrest. A man has been arrested after the death of the man found with a suspected stab wound. I don't know how you suspect a stab wound. It's either there or it's not. Someone's either been stabbed or they haven't. It's not something you can sort of look at and go, is that a stab wound? Yeah. Yeah. If it's gone into the body and if it's bleeding, if there's a lot of blood, I'm guessing that would be a stab wound. Yeah. And let's see if they actually report on the ethnicity of the man that has been arrested. If it's a white man, I expect they will. Any other ethnicity? No, 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 no. So we have a man died from suspected stab wounds in Lincolnshire, Market Rayson. I haven't been to Market Rayson myself, I don't think, but I do know that it's a very quiet little village, as far as I knew. I wouldn't have thought they'd have had stabbings or anything like that. But this is Britain. This is new Britain. This is what we're all about, apparently. There you go. We have a couple of messages. What do you do with the XP you get from streams? I have no idea what XP is. I don't know if I get any XP from streams. I just do this to keep myself happy, to be honest, just to keep myself sane. And like I said, just to put news out there that people just don't seem to know about, people aren't talking about because it's not on mainstream media. And I'm quite a gobby shite, so I'm more than happy to speak my mind, which again, it seems to piss off the government, the mainstream media, and the lefties, which I consider a bonus. Fuck them. That's what I say. We have GB News now, who has said Old Dominion University shooter plotted attacks in support of Islamic State. This is Mohammed Bajor Jola, has been identified as the shooter. The gunman who opened fire on Virginia University has been identified as a National Guardsman turned ISIS terrorist. So the guy that shot up Virginia University was actually a National Guardsman in America who has turned his back on that. So he said, I don't want to be a guardsman anymore. No, no, no. What's for me now? What shall I do? I'll become an ISIS terrorist. That's what he said. And he's gone through with it. What a mental fucking retard he is. But it's one of those things, again, fuck it. You just sort of go along with it. I would like to say, if that was in my town, I'd like to grab hold of him and give him some street justice. But unfortunately, I'm not in America. I'm not in Virginia. We have Tommy Robinson on X, who has said one person has been arrested, armed, and there's armed police at a synagogue in Trondheim, whatever that means. An investigation has been launched into the case. as police report that there are ongoing attacks around the world now because of the conflict in Iran. Obviously, the Islamists aren't happy with it. So, you know, they're going to attack basically. And we have a target, which was a synagogue in Norway that has been attacked, as well as Virginia, as well as others. And I'm sure there's more to come. You know, I would like to think that Britain will not be attacked. No synagogue will be attacked, etc., etc. But you've got to expect it now. It's just one of those things you have to expect. You can't escape it. You can't ignore it. You have to just live with the fact that there's always a chance now that there's going to be a Islamist terrorist attack somewhere in your country. At the moment, particularly in Britain, we have Jumbo X1 who says Trump, 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 Trump. Good on you, Jumbo X1. Good to have you here. We have Marks Anthony on X who has said, you won't see this post about white working class man. Hero saves twin babies from Glasgow fire. So again, mainstream media, if you don't have X, if you don't follow me on X, if you only watch mainstream media, BBC, Sky, ITV, all that shit, if you only watch that, there's a very, very high chance that you would not know about a guy in Glasgow who saved twin babies this week. He's a worker from Asda store in Robryston, has been praised for extraordinary bravery after helping rescue twin babies from a burning flat in Glasgow. Craig Robertson, who works as the Asda employee, well done to him. I sincerely hope that he gets laid for his bravery. I hope many people buy him pints in the pub. I hope that, you know, women, children, and lesser men throw themselves at this man in praise of what he has done. Saving twin babies is a truly noble act. And you know, the mainstream media, basically, they won't put that story out there. Why? Well, because it's a white man. If it had been an immigrant, a Muslim that had saved those babies, my fuck me God, that would be all over any mainstream media program. That would be plastered everywhere. Okay, but because it's a white man, no, 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 no. Can't have a hero white man. Definitely not. We have Birmingham Live, who has put out a story to say Birmingham mum disgusted as children heading to Chippy witness man performing indecent act. What is this all about? Let's look a little further. Let's dig a little deeper. A man is said to have exposed and touched himself while a teenage girl and her brother were heading to get their dinner. So a mum has spoken of her shock after her children said they witnessed a man with his trousers down performing an indecent act outside a Birmingham chip shop. He was wanking. Let's be honest. Let's say it as it is. Let's not shy away from the terminology. He was having a wank. He was going like that outside a chippy because he's a dirty fucking cunt. And he didn't care that there were women, children, you know, disabled people, fucking teenagers, that he didn't give a shit about any of that. You know, drop trousers, have a wank. That's all he gives a fuck about. Let's see what ethnicity he is, shall we? Yeah, let's look at that. Okay, so a man was seen with one arm on his car and the other hand touching himself, wanking, directly outside the eatery in College Road in King's Standing on Monday, March 9th. The mum's 15-year-old daughter and 21-year-old son said they witnessed him leaning against his car and completely exposing himself at 6:30 p.m. What a piece of shit that guy is. Could he not wait to just get home and have a wank at home? What's wrong with that nowadays, huh? Is that part of fucking history now? You don't wait until you get home to have a wank, apparently. If you feel a bit horny, you know, the mood takes you, you just whip it out in public now and just go to fucking town. Is that how it works? Is that new Britain? Is that part of new fucking Britain? Because I don't really want to be part of that, to be honest. Hang on a second. The sore throats are coming. I'm telling you, the sore throat is a coming. We have Nottinghamshire Live, who have put a story out saying that a vast majority of staff fake checks at Nottinghamshire Mental Health Unit, where a 20-year-old died. My God, is no one safe? Seriously, what is happening in Britain these days? So this story is about a vast majority of staff faking carrying out checks they should have done at a Nottinghamshire mental health unit where a young woman has died. So basically, they're lazy bastards. They don't actually want to go and do their job. What they want to do is just tick a box. Yeah, I've been out and checked on that person. They're absolutely fine. While they're sitting in the office doing fuck all, absolutely fuck all. That's the mentality of people in Britain these days. And do you know what? I genuinely don't actually blame them in a sense, because why would you want to support a failing country? In fact, a failed country at this point, you know? Anyone that's working now, I genuinely feel sorry for them, because you're paying into a system that's already failed. They're taking your money, your tax money, your fuel duty, your tax on every fucking thing you do, and they're just throwing it every which way. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I do genuinely feel sorry for people in Britain at the moment that are just paying for a load of shit through taxes. That's all we're paying for. It's just shit through taxes, and we're just importing people that could not give a flying fuck. They do not care what industry of work they get into, if they even work at all. You know, this is the ones, not the ones that are living in the hotels, etc., etc. These are the ones I'd imagine that have been here a while. Maybe their parents were imported here. But you know, these people, they don't give a shit. It's not their country. It's not their people. It's not their tribe. They do not give a fuck. But there you go. We have Mike Woods 8565, who has said, I forgot to hit the like button, but I'm really enjoying this, so I did. Thank you, buddy. I genuinely appreciate that. I genuinely appreciate you hitting the like button. That is very, very good of you. I hope you enjoy it right up until the end. Michael Fletcher said hi. Say hi to everyone to Michael Fletcher. Let's make him feel welcome. Bless him. Bless him. So we have, yeah, a vast majority of staff in a hospital. They've all kind of agreed together, maybe an unspoken agreement, that they're just not going to do their job properly. They're gonna let the mental health unit go to shit. They're gonna let a 20-year-old die simply because they cannot be fucked to get up and do their job to check on these people. That is astonishing. That is an astonishing development, in my opinion. How the fuck does anyone have the audacity to turn up for work every day and just tick boxes, not actually do your job, just tick boxes? You know, I was a electrical engineer, okay, and we all used to joke about people that do that. You know, if you have to go to a property and inspect it, make sure it's safe, that you get these people, these fucktard electricians that will just sit outside and just tick boxes. They won't even go into the property. Just tick boxes. Yeah, that was fine. That was fine. That was fine. They're not doing anything. That piece of paper is a waste of fucking time because they've not done anything. But there you go. It's just again, I think it's the mentality of people now, because a lot of people have realised the government's lying to them, the police are lying to them, all these social services, etc., are lying to them. So what's the point? You know, everyone's out for themselves at the moment. So why should I contribute? Why should I do anything to better Britain when Britain doesn't do anything to better me? Fuck it. So we have Nottinghamshire Live, who have put out a story saying a teenager has been stabbed in the back by Nottingham alcoholic friend who had asked for a hug. Fuck me. You can't even hug your friends now without one of them just fucking lynching you in the back, just for God knows why. Fuck knows what reasons anyone would do that. Let's dig a little deeper into this. A Nottingham alcoholic stabbed a teenage friend in the back while hugging her in what appears to be a motiveless attack. Imagine that. Let's go a little bit more. Nottingham Crown Court heard how Kirsty Kemp had been drinking and was wearing a dressing gown in which she concealed a blade when she went up to the teen outside Clifton Leisure Centre, held her and plunged a knife into her. Why? Why the fuck would you do that? I don't get it. I don't. Why is everyone just fucking mental these days? You know, can't be bothered to do their job, stabbing their mates for some reason. I don't get it. But you know, this happens far too often, and it's happening multiple times daily now, which is obviously why I'm talking about it. I'd like to get the message out there. I'd like to get the news out there of what's really going on. We have Lord Ronnie, who has said denying hugs can cause serious pain and suffering. Yeah, well, apparently now getting a hug can cause bleeding out and you know, blood stains. So fucking hell, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, innit? If you hug someone, you know, you're fucked, and if you don't hug someone, you're fucked. So I don't know, mate. I don't know where to go from there. I don't know what the moral of the story is. I don't know what the message of the story is. It's just one of those things that's just absolutely phenomenal. When I was growing up, you would never hear any stories about anything like this. Friends stabbing each other, enemies stabbing each other, a guy in Market Racing. Market Racing is a tiny village, as far as I know, in Lincolnshire. Why anyone would stab anyone there, beyond my understanding. But it happens. Why? I don't fucking know, okay? Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay, so let's carry on with another one. We have Birmingham Live here. We have a teenager shot and man stabbed in 24 hours of violence on the same street. So this, wow, that again on the same street. So you've got all the local residents, all the neighbours that are mourning the loss of a man stabbed, and then hours later a teenager is shot on the same street. It's not even the next road over, the next town over, you know, where you can get a little bit of distance from it. No, if you live on that street, you're fucked. There's again, what can you do? What can you do in that situation? Absolutely amazing. So again, let's have a little bit of a deeper dive into this. A man has been left with serious injuries following a stabbing in Smethwick, which happened just a day after another scary incident on the same road. The violence erupted in Bearwood Road, yards from where a man was shot in the leg almost exactly 24 hours before. Police arrested 3 men following the shooting, which happened at around 1:30 a.m. on Wednesday. What the fuck were they doing out at 1:30 a.m. on a Wednesday? What the fuck were they doing? If I'm ever out at 1:30 a.m. on a Wednesday, something is seriously wrong, you know? Absolutely amazing. Let's get some music back. I don't know why that stopped, but it has apparently. This is what I have to contend with, you know? There you go. Music's back. A little bit of background music. Keep it nice and, you know, nice and mellow. Nice and lovely. Get a little bit of background music just to drown out my nonsense waffle. Yeah, so the same road, absolutely disgusting. Again, this is Britain now. Okay, that's the same story. One moment, I'm just bringing up the next story. We have GB News, who have put out a story saying Lloyd's banking app glitch leaves customers seeing other people's transactions. So if you are quite a private person, if you don't want everyone seeing your transactions of what you've been spending your money on, if you don't want anyone to know that you're a paid up premium member of dildos.com, then maybe you shouldn't bank with Lloyd's, because they're telling everyone, they're putting all that information out there for everyone to see that you like the dildos.com. You love it. Okay, it says that they have investigated, an investigation has been launched after a reported security issue involving a banking app. This is Lloyd's Banking Group. So Lloyd's Banking Group customers, fucking pop up. Customers reported being able to view charges and payments from other people's accounts on Thursday morning. A Lloyds Banking Group spokesperson apologised for the issue and said that the incident had been quickly resolved. Has it? Has it really? It doesn't say on here how long exactly it took them to fix the issue, but I guarantee you it's not fixed. I guarantee it. I guarantee you that will happen again at some point this year. Absolutely. Because these companies now, again, they don't really give a shit. They're just sort of going through the motions of a dying country, in my opinion, which is why nothing works in Britain anymore. One woman explained she was able to view the accounts of 6 different users on the Back of Scotland app, including some national insurance numbers. So they were able to see other people's trade purchases, etc., and their national insurance numbers. Amazing. Well done, Lloyds Bank. That's not the fuck up of the year at all, is it? If I was with Lloyds Bank, I would absolutely take my money out of that bank today and put it in just any other bank, to be fair. If you got wind that your bank is putting out where you're spending money and your national insurance number, fuck that. Already gone. Just leave, We have Lisa Rosen on X, who has posted the new Ayatollah may be hiding in Britain. Please watch and share this. There is a video there. The UK government not only refuses to designate the IRGC as a terrorist organisation, but also lets the Ayatollahs hold property worth billions across the UK. Yes, I mean we've known about this for years. If you know the right news outlets to go to, myself obviously, as well as other people. X, for example, excellent for news. If you know who to follow, the right people. You'll know that the IRGC, that is the Iranian Guard, that is the Iranian Islamic army, basically, because in Iran you have two armies. You have the Iranian People's Army, which is the same as the British Army, let's say. They do everything that an army should do. But in Iran, you have another separate army, which is the Islamic army, which is called the IRCG, and they are the terrorist government army, and they will enforce Sharia law in Iran. We are going to have this in Britain someday, so look it up. Get yourself familiar with it, because you'll need to know that. And if you say, this guy's talking bollocks, this will never happen in Britain. We know they're already here. These ayatollahs, these leaders of Islamic regime in Iran, so they've already established how to take down a government. They've already established how to put their own government in place, their own Islamic government. They already know how to do that, and they're here. They are in Britain, and they own billions of dollars worth of property in the UK. So again, if you're one of those people saying this will never happen, you might want to do a little bit of research there. We have Mike Woods 8565, who has left a couple of messages saying, we're really enjoying discovering your channel, and we are subscribing. Thank you very much. I genuinely appreciate that. Lord Ronnie says, early morning jog to clear the head. Good man, Lord Ronnie. Get a good jog in. It's good for you. I used to be a long distance runner. I did the London Marathon in 4 hours, 5 minutes. I hope you have the same luck. Obviously, because of depression, I suffer with depression now. I've got a bit of a gut now. Well, a bit of a gut's probably an underestimate. I've got a large gut now because I'm a fat fuck now, and I like it. Yeah. So we've got Mike Woods again, who has said, I don't like banking apps at all and will not trust them ever. Well, I don't fucking blame you, mate. If they're giving out your fucking national insurance number, if they're giving out all your transactions that you've been doing, I don't blame you. Yeah, fuck them. Morons. Absolute morons. Jesus. Lord Ronnie says, you sound like one of them. end times preachers. No. I'm not an end time preacher. I'm a just realize what's going on around you preacher. If you want to call it preaching, then fair enough. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. I guess I am preaching a little bit, but no, these aren't the end of times. This is just the transaction between changing times. I mean, a lot of it you can already see. You know, when I was a kid, you could go out and your parents would say to you, just be back when the lights come on, when the street lights come on. You know, you could go out all day, and as long as you were back before the street lights come on or when the street lights come on, you were absolutely fine, no problem. Britain has changed substantially in the fact that you cannot do that now. Would you say to your children, go out during the day, on the weekend, do whatever you want, absolutely fine. Just make sure you're back before the street lights come on? No, you absolutely wouldn't do that these days because you don't know if your kid's going to be out there getting stabbed, getting gang raped, getting fucking abducted. This is the country that we live in now. You know, we used to be a high trust society. We were literally known for being a high trust society. There's evidence of this all around you, like honesty boxes, things like that. If you go to the countryside, you have these things called honesty boxes, where you basically shop yourself in a little cart or something like that, and then you put the money in for the stuff that you basically take. It's called an honesty box because it requires you to be honest about what you're taking, what produce you're taking, and what you're paying for. And it worked because people were honest, because you'd go there, take what you wanted, logs, eggs, cabbages, Brussels sprouts, whatever that farm or whatever grew, or the people grew. Flowers, for example, is quite a big one around where I live. But they're disappearing. It's a system that will not work anymore because you've got people in the country now that will just go to those, steal everything, and rob that box, that honesty box. They'll break it open, take all the money. So you can't have that in a society. So honesty boxes are going to be a thing of the past very, very quickly. So again, just get used to it. It's not end of times; it's changing times. Okay. I hope I've sort of cleared that up for you. You know, I'm not a doomsday preacher or anything like that. I'm just a be aware of the changing times sort of person. It's like when you're selling on Facebook, you know, I don't know, when Marketplace first opened, let's say in 20, whatever it was, 2015, 2016, you could probably meet somebody on Facebook Marketplace if you were selling a phone, let's say. Go there, hand it to them, and let them have a look at it, start it up, play about with it for 5 minutes, and then they'd say, "Yeah, I'm happy," or "No, I've changed my mind." And you know, there was a transaction there. These days, if I was selling anything online, and I went to meet them to make the transaction, and they said, "Yeah, let's have a look at it," I would not hand that phone to them because there's every chance they're just going to run off. They're just going to run away and I'll never see that shit again. Why would I do that? So again, we've gone from a high trust society where you can trust people to hand something over without anything in return yet and let them assess it. Even in shops, Greggs, for example, even Greggs has to put everything now behind locked doors, behind locked cabinets, behind locked freezers, because the high trust society of going in there, picking out what you want, and then going to the register to pay for it, it's gonna be a thing of the past because people are just going in there, taking what they want, not paying, and fucking off. It's how the country's going. I'm sorry if I've awakened you or anything here, or if I've triggered you or anything like that, but that is the way the country's going. It's sad. It really is. And again, we're going from a society that was caring. We'd care for our elderly. We'd care for the mentally ill. We'd care for everyone basically. And we're going like the news that I've put out today. That the an entire health unit that just couldn't be fucked to look after their patients. And there was an unspoken agreement within that unit with all the local people that worked there where they were happy to let the people suffer because they could not give a fuck for no other reason than that. Unfortunately, that's the situation we find ourselves in. We are a drowning country, unfortunately. There you go. So we have Mike Woods. Don't. Yes, it worked because people were honest. Yeah, Mike. Yes, it worked because people were honest. But now there's absolutely no way. Yeah, exactly. It's. You know, it shouldn't be controversial to say that. It shouldn't be controversial for me to sit here and say that to you guys, for you guys to feed it back to me and say, yeah, I agree. You know, we are going from a high trust society to a low trust society, or a no trust society. That should not be controversial. But I accept that there's every chance I'm going to get arrested for saying this to you guys. I accept that many of my tweets on X, my posts on X, may end up with me going to court and things like that, because the powers that be, they just don't want you talking about it. You know, that you can go out and do these things. Different people can go out and do these things. They can rape, they can steal, they can do whatever. But if you talk about it, and if you say, I'm not really happy about this, the way the country's changing, not really happy about that, you're the problem. Amazing. But there you go, there you go. Tommy Robinson has posted Birmingham Muslims. This is not X, by the way. Birmingham Muslims have attacked Iranian protesters tonight. It should be setting alarm bells off for any normal person when Iranians across the West are being attacked by Muslims that have been allowed in because they reject Islam. Yes, again, we've seen this so many times before, where Islam will just attack anything and anyone that goes against their ideology. Again, it's one of those things. It's just what they do. It's what's become normal now in Britain, and it's sad, but it's truth. We have Basil the Great on X, who has said the government is hiding crimes at migrant hotels from fear of backlash. So an insider has let slip that there are so many crimes, they are preventing the media, the mainstream media, the ones that don't talk about it, they are being prevented from reporting on them because it would cause riots. Again, so the government know, the mainstream media know about all these crimes. They know that we're going from a high trust society to a low trust society. They know about it. They just don't want you talking about it. They just don't want anyone reporting on it, because that goes against their narrative. That goes against diversity. That goes against diversity is our strength. Well, no, it isn't, because it's destroying our country. There you go. But like I said, I'm happy if I get a knock at the door from the police and say, we've seen your streams, we've seen your posts, you need to come with us, we need to have a chat about this. I'll happily say, yeah, fuck it. You're not going to shut me up, basically. You shouldn't be shutting anyone up for talking about it. And the more people that do talk about it, the better, because then the government is forced to deal with it. The police are forced to deal with it. They have to do something. They can't just sweep it under the rug all the time. But at the minute, they can, because there's too many people that won't or can't or don't know about it to talk about it. Again, so that's why I do this, because I want more people to know. I want more people talking about it, and hopefully we can force some change within our country for the better. Basil, sorry, I've just read that one out, and I sorry about that. Let's scroll up a little bit for my next stories. I will click on a few and get them ready, and then we'll go through them together. See how that process works? Oh, it's magic, isn't it? Fantastic. I love it. We have Mike Woods 8565, who says that's really interesting, and I thank you for saying that it's not the end of times, it's changing times. Yeah, again, that's just how I feel about it. It's the world isn't going to end. Britain isn't going to end. It's just changing. Again, and you'll get people that say it's not changing, it's always been this way, this has always been the Britain that we've lived in. No, it isn't, and it hasn't. It's changed. Okay, we have Basil the Great on X, who has said migrant ran vape shops have now been caught handing out freebies to children in return for sexual favors. That is unbelievable. Again, I personally have known about this for many years. But it's good to see that somebody's actually now putting it out there and making more people and making more people aware of it. I've just seen that message from Ben Williams, who has said, "I know who bummed you." To be fair, mate, I just think that's funny. You know, if you're planning to insult me, it's not going to work. I genuinely couldn't give a fuck. You can say anything you want in here. We live in a free speech country, so if you want to talk about who bummed me, go ahead. I don't care. And if it's just a bit of banter, again, excellent. I like it. That's a good bit of banter there. Bad Z1H says, "Hi, sorry to be a pain. Your union flag is upside down. Interesting topics." No, it is not upside down. Thank you for observing, but it is not upside down. Absolutely not. It may be back to front in the video, because obviously left becomes right, right becomes left. But when I put my video up, which I'm recording separately, it will reverse that. It's the right way round. It's not the wrong way up. Trust me. I know our union flag. I know what it's all about. I know how it's supposed to look. But thank you for your concern. We have with this migrant vape shop thing, where they've been caught handing out freebies to children in return for sexual favors. Again, if you've got your ear to the ground, then you will have known about this for years and years. I genuinely cannot understand how anyone can keep that quiet. I don't understand how the police can keep that quiet. You know, how this has become such a taboo thing to talk about is absolutely ridiculous in my eyes. But there you go. The government, the police, they don't want you talking about it. So what I say is, talk about it. Britain is broken on X has posted a 17-year-old girl has been shot in the leg in Toxteth, Merseyside. Yes, this is regarding that street. I believe there was 2 attacks within 24 hours of each other. So we have actually discussed that before. But I hope she's on the mend. I hope she's doing well. I genuinely hope for her well-being. Getting shot or stabbed anywhere is absolutely something that should not happen in Britain, but Britain's changed. It does happen in Britain now. Get used to it and talk about it. We have Britain is broken on X, who has said the Bank of England is to remove Winston Churchill from the £5 notes to be replaced by wildlife themes. Wildlife themes, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Again, this is simply this is all part of the plan. This is part of the system to delete history, and then you reshape it into something else completely different. In this case, in Britain, this is my opinion. This isn't fact, but I believe what will happen is the Islamic regime, Islamists, Muslims, they'll take control of government, and then they'll completely rewrite British history to say that Winston Churchill was a diabolical man, a horrible man. And if you look into history, you'll find this other man who worked alongside Winston Churchill, who was a Muslim, and he was a god. He was a lovely man. He was a great man. And then they'll put that on banknotes and stuff. Again, if you think to yourself, well, that's bollocks, that's never going to happen. It's happened. It happened in Iran. It's happened in Egypt. It's happened many, many different places. Okay. So if you ever get it in your head, this cannot happen. It has many times over. It's nothing new. Britain and Europe are just the next in a long line of countries and would you call them continents that are going to change, unfortunately. But there you go. So GB News says that the Labour tells employees to ditch masculine words like competitive and ambitious from job ads. So again, this is the Labour queer paedophile nonce party. Okay, they they would rather have paedophiles in their party than a masculine guy that can use words like competitive and ambitious. Well, guess what, people? It is a competitive world out there, and you have to be ambitious out there. That's two things that correlate with each other. They're very good things to have and to be. But apparently to Labour, toxic. Don't use things like that. Don't be competitive, don't be ambitious. All right, so just be a fat lazy slob and lay in bed all day. Because without without ambition, without being competitive, that's what you fucking are. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Mike Woods says that's an interesting conversation, because when you record, the camera lens reverses a lot, so it seems to be backwards. Yeah, this is about the whole flag thing, isn't it? Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like you can't read that there. You can't read that sign that's behind me up there. Whereas on my recording, when I put that up later, because it flips it round, you can read it. Makes sense, right? Yeah, you with me? Pushed it. We also have Mike again, who I said, this is really interesting conversation, and thank you for everyone for being here and all your opinions. Yeah, thanks, mate. Again, it's one of those things that people should be talking about. I hope, Mike, that you and everyone else that's here, I can see a few of you here. I hope you will go out later on. If you go to the pub and have a pint, if you go to school and chat to your mates at lunch break and whatever, I hope you have a conversation about it. Talk about these bloody vape shops that are giving kids vapes for sexual favors, so that then your friends at school, your friends at work can talk about it, and they'll know if they go past a vape shop and an immigrant comes out, an invader comes out and hands them a fucking vape, they will be expecting a sexual favor. Do not take that vape, okay? Because they'll want something back from you. It's not a freebie, it's a transaction. That's what they're expecting. Okay, so if you tell your friends about it, if you tell your co-workers about it, etc., 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 then more people know, everyone knows not to take a free vape from an invader or a vape shop, because it's not free. It's a transaction. They expect you to give it the old in return, fuckers, wankers. But fuck all we can do about it at the minute. There is. If anyone knows of anyone doing that shit, get all your mates together and get a bit of fucking street justice. Good stuff. GB News. Okay, we've just gone through that one. Ditching words like ambitious and competitive. What words are you substituting there? What's the substitution words there? Feminine and docile, maybe. Be more feminine and docile. Yeah. All right, that's gonna work. That's how you become a fucking strong country, isn't it? A strong country with a backbone that's ferocious, ready to stand up for morality, for fuck's sake. That's how you get that country, with being docile and feeble, for fuck's sake. Absolute joke, this government is. I truly despise them. I genuinely do. We have GB Politics, who have said the leader of Advance UK, Ben Habib, has said Restore Britain have gone full tilt racist in a leaked voice call. I respect leader of Advance, Ben Habib. I respect Nigel Farage, and I respect Rupert Lowe. The way I feel about this, to be honest, is, again, I'm going to vote for the party that best represents me when it comes time to vote. There's no point in anyone saying Reform are the best, Restore are the best, Advance are the best. It's pointless saying that now, because there's no votes coming up, and you don't know how you're going to feel in 2 years' time, in 6 months' time, in even a week's time. Politics changes so bloody quickly, it's just impossible to keep up with. So all you can do is, at the time of voting, the time that you actually go into a polling station and tick that box that you want to represent you, is just at that time, close enough to the voting, go and have a look at their websites, go and have a look at their manifesto, listen to what they're saying online. Doing any of that right now is a little bit of a waste of time. I mean, you can obviously do it and follow who you think is most suited to your beliefs and everything. Again, I'm a member of Restore Britain. I myself am a member of Restore Britain, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to vote for them, because they may piss me off before it comes to actually voting. Okay, so be open-minded, people. Don't cut yourself off from other groups. Don't say, if you're a Restore fan and you're a Restore member, don't say, well, fuck you to Reform, fuck you to Advance UK, because you don't know if anything's going to happen that you may need to return to Reform, may need to return to Restore Advance UK. So don't shut doors, don't burn bridges. Just be open-minded, and just again, just keep watching what these people are saying. Even Zach Polanski, listen to what he's saying. Why? Because he's fucking mental. The man is an absolute moron, and it is fucking hilarious. This is a man who wants open borders. This is a man who wants to legalize heroin. He wants all drugs legal. Is that what you want on your streets? Do you want hustlers on every street corner legally pushing your kids and you to do fucking heroin? This is a man that wants trans people in women's bathrooms. He doesn't give a fuck. It doesn't affect him. I don't really give a fuck about that. It doesn't affect me. If a woman wants to come into my bathroom while my dick's in my hand and I'm taking a piss, I could not give a shit. She can stand there and look at my dick all day if she wants, but I understand, I have empathy for women that don't want to do that, that don't want men following them into the bathroom. I understand that. Zach Polanski, we don't fit together. I don't agree with anything he says, purely on those three little things. I wouldn't be happy about a man following my girlfriend into the bathroom whilst being dressed in a fucking frilly dress or anything like that. I wouldn't be happy with that. So much so that if it did happen in front of me, if my missus got up and was in a restaurant, she walked off to the toilet, and then I saw a bloke dressed in a fucking dress, a crop top or something, he got up and started heading towards that bathroom, I would absolutely go and block that fucking door. And I would say to him, piss off. You're not going in there. My girlfriend's in there. Okay. And I don't stand for this shit. So you can fuck off. That's who I am. Okay. Like I said, I'm quite fortunate. I've moved to an area, I've moved to an area that doesn't have a great deal of problems at the moment, but I expect them. I know this is coming. I know there are more invaders that are going to be moved into my area. I understand that there are more people that are going to be moved into my area that are going to have these ideologies. And I absolutely will stand up for myself. I will stand up for my friends and family at when the point comes to it. Even now, I understand that I could get arrested for making this, and yet I'm still willing to say it. Fuck it. Somebody's got to stand up for themselves. Somebody's got to stand up for this country. Somebody's got to stand up for morals and what is right. Okay. Make that person you if you can. Let's have a look. Okay, Mike, I'm going Stones. Okay, good stuff. Paul Crow, ignorant you are. Am I? Okay, mate. Yeah, don't stop there. Please do give an example of my ignorance. Please do. I'm genuinely interested. Paul Crow, please do give an example of my ignorance there. I would appreciate that, mate. Yeah, so that's that story pretty much covered. That's my opinion on that. We have Migration Watch on X that says Mr. Makund Krishna is an Indian immigrant with no experience of policing. He's never been a police officer. He has no idea about policing whatsoever. But somehow he was appointed CEO of the Police Federation on a £700,000 salary. He has just been arrested, shockingly, on suspicion of corruption. So again, this is what happens when you DEI hire. When you don't go for the most professional person, you don't go for the best person, the most qualified person. You don't go for what do you call it? Meritocracy. Okay, you go for DEI instead. You go for the person that's most that's most black or brown. You go for the Asian person. You go for the transgender person. Why? Because they're that. Because let's have more let's have more diversity, shall we? And what happens? Corruption. And by the way, if you, a lot of my followers will already know this, but do you realize we have a wanted fugitive in the Houses of Parliament? In we have an MP who is a wanted fugitive. I'm going to leave it there because it's coming up to 55 minutes. I've been talking online now. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to go with my missus now. We're going to go and swim with sharks. Woohoo! Yeah, well, she is. I'm going to watch, you know. But it's been great having you all. I genuinely appreciate everyone for watching and sharing your opinions. Let's get a couple more opinions before I go. Let's see. We will go with British Defence League. Join us at BDL if you want to fight back. British Defence League, DM me. Seriously, DM me. Mike Woods, we're talking about really important issues, and I'm talking about rock and roll bands. I've just trying to lighten the mood for a brief moment. Yeah, fair play, mate. Okay, yeah, good stuff. Even if you sit here listening but taking the piss out of me, I don't give a fuck about that. If you want to do that, that's fine, do that. But again, it's one of those things, just be aware of what's happening around you. Just be aware of, you know, all these little things that are going, these intricate details within England, within Britain, that are happening around you. Just be aware of how things are changing around you, okay? Because the more you know, the better prepared you are to combat that, okay? What else are we saying? We have Bad Brains 420. They have been fucked long before Brexit and Beatles for me. I expect you're talking about the rock and roll stuff, yeah? Okay, we have 420 Big Kush 7. Britain is so cooked like the US. It's so sad to see as a European. Yeah, mate, I genuinely feel for you as a European as well, because there are some places that are just absolutely fucked. But there you go. Right, I'm going to go now. Thank you for joining me. I hope to, I don't know, chat to you again sometime. Don't forget, Monday at 12:30, Wednesday at 12:30, and Saturdays at usually 12:30 is when you'll see me again next. Have a good weekend, everyone. Try to behave and be good. And if you can't be good, don't get caught. Fuck it.